everyone, this is Bob and Threadbare, and welcome back to Between a Rock and a Hard Place. Kind of in trouble here. Oh wait, that guy's leaving. And this guy is sufficiently irritating that even though he will return, killing him is a good idea. Also, there's that. Kind of light on fire after you kill them, so plan ahead for that as well. Anyway, he may be returning later, but later is not now. So I've got a few minutes of grace. And I don't know why I was going at that door. This is the one I want to actually enter right now. But yeah, that guy's going to be coming back eventually. Until then, I'll have some time to get in, do what I need to do, and then get back out. This, by the way, is the Lich Queen's room. Her bedroom. And what interesting timing she has. Something up there I want, but I can't get it from here. Please tell me you're leaving. Until then we can get a good look at her facial texture.
Is somebody there?
Uh-oh. I didn't know anyone else came in here. Well, apparently they don't, really. That was weird, but since the Lich Queen's gone, that'll give me some time to explore safely. First thing I've gotten here is the ingredient list. Second thing was the loot count. But yes, here's where it tells you what you need to get to complete the ritual, which is garlic, virgin's blood, a mushroom that grows underground, and something personal of the one being affected. Nice. Went from 700 to 1100. Yep, that's the Lich Queen's hairbrush. That's the personal item, so we've actually got everything we need in order to complete the ritual. Now there is just one more factor, which is that it needs to be done in the same cauldron in which the ritual was first performed. And in the meantime, we've just read a treatise on the Shadow, which is a new kind of undead monster we will be facing on this map. That is another neat thing about this map.
Wasn't that lit before?
You know, I think I can get out while she's distracted by relighting that candle. And then again, I might have done that a little too late. Plus, they've relit that lamp outside, so... You know, I'll just deal with that. I'll just put that out.
Like it weren't nothing after all.
Get myself out of here. Alright. Now is the time that I want to get through this door. Of coming through here is, yes, there is a giant hole which leads to the next floor down. And you can actually see there is a box that sort of overhangs the hole in the floor, so you can fire a rope arrow and get up through there as well. Just as a quick way to get from the entrance caves area up to the part of the second floor where the Lich Queen resides. But in any event, I do not need to get to where the Lich Queen resides. I need to get to a part of the first floor I haven't actually been to yet. Oh, yeah. Of course. Gotta be careful about the timing here. So I've already been up that staircase.
The litany of toil. I traveled through distant lands, fighting the holy word of Hazard Builder. And it was I who was burned to death by my own brothers and cast down to hell by the Master Builder himself.
The cook just loves complaining about things. Okay, so this door leads back to the foyer, or front room, whatever you want to call it. I actually could have saved a lot of time if I'd gone straight for that door. But I didn't. These are the servants' quarters, and as usual, that zombie is not dead, only sleeping. Though it is nice that apparently it had some holy water in here. It's a little troublesome getting onto this particular crate because of all these candles kind of blocking your way. So that's why I'm getting rid of them here, getting them out of the way. The reason you'd want to come around it is because there's this book over here by the corpse skeleton on the bed. And according to this castle has been abandoned for some time, and its last residents, probably explaining all of the dead and unmoving bodies, but its last residents were actually a group of highway robbers. They would go around, you know, attacking caravans, killing those inside of them.
It's a long way down.
Yeah. And I used a rope arrow to get down there before, but sadly there's no loot at the bottom. But yeah, you can see the guard who likes to stand at the base of this main staircase there. He occasionally moves around, but not very frequently. But in any case, next step on my gathering items I need tour is the very top of this tower. Just for reference, but that door there actually leads to the room with all of the good stuff in it. I figure I'll just pick this door ahead of time in case I, you know, need to use this route to get back up to the second floor. And even if I don't, I can at least, you know, let you see, prove that I'm telling the truth there. Cannon instructions. Put in gunpowder, put in cannonball, aim and fire. Pretty simple. Although they do forget about the wadding. On the other hand, this is a very nice skybox. I mean, like, that is gorgeous. So, compliments to whoever created it. Ah, good. There's my stuff. You know, I wasn't sure if the Revenants came all the way up to the top of the towers. But now I know. And the real problem with these spiral staircases is that they carry noise like you wouldn't believe. Makes it hard to figure out what floor they're on and which way they're going. Also, I have to wonder, but why did the Revenant light the candle on his way down, but not up? He had to have passed it on his way. Hopefully it'll distract that Revenant up there for a bit. When the Revenants can always relight every lamp and torch, there's always a question of whether or not it's worth putting them out just in case. But I got a little lucky there. And now I've made it into the chapel area.
That old cannon seems to be still intact. Maybe I could use it.
Perhaps indeed. It looks like it's, you know, pointing at something rather obviously. It's nice to steal some stuff from the chapel. Let's have a look here. Here we are. It looks like the Lich Queen does not want anybody coming into the Weeping Halls. Sounds like an invitation to me. Now, it's just a matter of getting out that slow match. I believe a regular fire would work here too, but
This is not going to be very stealthy, but here goes.
this bit is especially troublesome if one of the Revenants happens to be in the area when you're doing this. And actually, there's another conversation if you wait patiently here for the Revenants to show up. Sounds like they're coming along. So from now on, there's going to be a Revenant waiting in the chapel area and patrolling exclusively around there. Luckily, he is also not a static guard. But he is going to be troublesome when it comes time to exit the Weeping Halls. And in any case, there are shadows down here. Those new enemies we've been talking about. And it does in fact help to light a candle. See, the thing about shadows is that they are essentially blind and deaf, but if you get a little too close to them, they will get very angry. Luckily, there is an indication beyond just, seeing the shape of the shadow appear. If the shadow gets too near, then there's a sort of a buzzing bees noise. You can hear it there. And yeah, if the buzzing bees get too loud, then you're going to be spotted. Doesn't look like there's anything oh, that was a little too close there. Unfortunately, nothing in this alcove is valuable. Also, unfortunately, it's gone to the end of the hallway where we need to go. So it's all a question of which way he's going to go. So if he walks into one of these alcoves, I can sneak past him. Ah, good. And luckily you can still...
A fall like that could kill a man.
I don't think there's anything down there either. Although I do like the branch there, because, if you don't happen to die by hitting the bottom, you can fire a rope arrow and climb back out. Very convenient. Nope. Now there's another shadow. Yep. There's the other shadow. Only question is, which way is he going to go? Well, that was lucky for me. Nothing else in this alcove, and let's just set this down here and enter the laboratory. Wonder what these say. Not sure that says anything in particular. It looks like it was kind of a news article. It's meant to be, plastered on an outside wall. But in any case, that is the cauldron we need to dump everything into. So let's get to it. Gotta finagle this a little carefully here. And this one too. Ah, crap. And that's the last item. Oh, right, I also need to light those. I can actually do this with one of those slow matches. But that's more dramatic.
And that's it. Let's see if this soup did any good. It's been a while since I've done any assassinations. Your Highness, I can't wait to introduce my short sword to your throat.
Oh, nice timing. While he's standing there, I can run all the way around. Carefully make it across. Let's see about getting around the shadow on this side here. Oh, good. Although, of course, it would be remiss of me to not show you what happens if you get one of these guys angry. So, now that I've gotten through safely, let me just show you what happens if you get too close to one. There's always one standing here, so... Oh, yeah. Ain't that creepy. But also very dangerous, so... let's pretend nice and quick that that never happened. Let's see about getting past the Revenant up here. Might help to get a little less light around here now. He's got his back to me, but if there's another... yeah, there's another Revenant in the room. Do me no good if I killed one only for the other guy to get excited. Oh, he's heading back. And his back is to me. Thank you, Revenant. That makes this quite easy. Now, next step is to get upstairs to where the Lich Queen is residing. Only question is, there's 4 ways upstairs. Which is the best path to take? And if you ask me, I'd say the best way is to get back to... best way is to get back to that spiral staircase by the kitchen. I was thinking it might be easier to go through the foyer here, but with that guy stuck, well, that's out. But on the plus side, it's going to be one less Lich to deal with. That's going to make it easier to sneak around. Heading to the kitchen. And that's the complaining cook. Oh. Apparently somebody's been through this storage passageway here. Alright. Now I am on the 2nd floor. So it's a question of finding where the Lich Queen has gotten off to. She generally does not go down to the 1st floor, but you can find her in pretty much any room on the 2nd floor. First time I beat this map, she was actually in the library there. Looks like the guard here actually isn't back yet, but uh-oh. I spoke too soon. There he is. Well, maybe I can get rid of him again. That would be particularly helpful, but we also need to step on the mine. Luckily, it's easy enough to step around them. They aren't based on proximity, they are based on you actually have to stand on them to set them off. But hey, Lich Queen is taking a nap. Let's make it permanent. Hey, it's actually kind of fortunate there. The mine managed to cover my escape. Sounds like one of the zombies.
And this time, Your Highness, stay dead.
Okay, sounds like I I spooked one of the zombies, actually. Which means that he's going up to the second floor to look for me. Which means that he's not down here to get in my way. Because, yeah, I am still not going to take the front door. Unlike the last time we killed the Lich Queen in front of our minions, they are not all dead. They are all still alive. And that could become a problem. In fact, I'm not entirely sure the Revenants die permanently now that the Lich Queen is dead. It did say they were eternal, whether or not she was, so... Well, luckily I managed to get past both of the zombies. Already make it to the blacksmith. So let's just cover my escape from the building here. Get my ass out of this castle. Alright, looks like they're all going into buildings here, but... you know, just to be cautious. Put out the light there.
That was enough excitement for one night. Farewell, Your Highness. Rest in peace. Good riddance.
You know something? I've still got some spare water arrows. And I never did actually use any of the holy water I've got. And there are a couple of zombies here between me and the exit, so... let's put them all together. Have a little fun on my way out. Only 2 holy water arrows take out a zombie. Ah, crap. Doesn't really help me if I miss one. But, screw it. I hardly use combat anyway. It's nice to have a little change now and again. It's also a very satisfying way to end the map. Also had a very nice stealth score there. I'd say about half of that was just from killing those 2 zombies at the end.